you good?
We can't tell the viewers what we did last night, but hey ho,
I said that sounds very sus.
that sounds sus.
Precious.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gollum's Gamers, where today we are here with yet another emergency podcast. This is a very early podcast we're doing this morning, as we have all woken up this morning to another article released on the Warhammer community website. It wasn't what I was expecting to see posted in the chat at like 2 a.m.
They just don't stop. They just love
No,
releasing new stuff for us.
I think there was a event in the US or something, or like a Warhammer sort of like preview online for lots of Age of Sigmar stuff and things, and this was like
Nice.
on to the release, I think. So because it was in the States, it's why it came out late at night for us. But yes, a new article, and we are joined this morning by Mr. Clubley, who is back on the channel. He was on here before for our doubles analysis, but he joins us to review the new article. So you've been watching all of our emergency pods, haven't you, Clubley? You've been keeping up.
Yeah, you guys have been on it. Is the audio okay, by the way? Because
You're good, mate.
yeah, good, cool,
Sound angelic.
amazing. Yes, I have been watching your pods, so I'm very excited. I keep getting messages to join them, and you're always doing it at inconvenient times. So
Yes. So no, happy we could get you on this morning. So it's a bit of a different article though to the ones that we have seen over recent months. So I'm going to hand over to Ashley Walger to
The reader in the
listeners.
group.
Yeah,
So,
let's hear it.
Wulf brings the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim, to Middle Earth strategy battle
Oh
game.
shit!
This is insane. Early this month, we announced a new edition of Middle Earth strategy battle game with exciting new changes to the rules on the horizon. Today, we can reveal that the new edition will feature characters from the upcoming Warner Bros. Movie, The Lord of the Rings, The War
Oh
of the Rohirrim.
shit!
Woo! So you can take to the tabletop and lead armies to glory in this incredible setting in altogether new ways.
Shit!
There's plenty more on the way, but leading the charge is today's model reveal. Wolf, the leader of the Dunlendings.
The Dunlendings, and I'll play this little video here. Go on, Ashley, if you want to continue reading.
I was got that as the video does have any sound.
No, so you can carry on.
That's so epic. Okay. Middle Earth fans will recognize that name as he is a key character in the upcoming movie. Wolf swears vengeance against the line of Helm Hammerhand after the death of his father, Freaker, and raises an army to march on the capital Edoras, plunging Rohan into bitter war.
Oh shit! Okay, so here we are with the model. We'll start off with the mounted boy.
Wow.
Thoughts, Mr. Clubley? Over to you. What do you think?
it's a really cool model. Unfortunately, I saw someone do a meme where they compared it to Adam Driver, and now I can't unsee Adam Driver when I look at that guy's face.
I don't know why
it
his
is
mouth
a
is
very cool
black.
model.
Yeah, and I don't get the black mouth. It's kind of throwing me off a bit. It's
I
like
guess
a goth vibe.
maybe painted off the anime style where you see a dark
Maybe.
Yeah,
mouth.
that's not a bad
That
point.
isn't. I would hope that isn't the direction that they're going to go in. But yeah, okay, like sure. It's only one, model, and I mean,
Oh,
go on. Ash.
initially, I'm thinking the horse looks different, and I like it.
I was
Kind of
thinking the horse is unique in a
if
way.
you look back to sort of all the latest cavalry models, they've all had that sort of standard horsey type
Yeah.
look, whereas I feel like this horse is kind of brand new. So
I guess this
I like it
guy
a lot.
is sort of like one of the main characters, so they've spent longer on his sculpt. Sort of. And what I do have up here is a little snippet from the trailer, which does actually show him
That background work, mate.
That is
mounted.
production value right over here.
Thank you guys. So as we can see here, like at the front, he's got this white sort of like plate on the front, which is this here. So yes,
I think that's going to tie him into a lot of the Dunland as well, because if you go through that trailer, you see some of them wearing like bone masks. So
really interesting.
yeah, I saw someone pause on one of them and show it. So
yeah,
exciting. And I don't know if you saw this, but it was confirmed this model is plastic.
It's plastic. Now, when I first
Yes,
looked
that
at
is
this
a big
model this
deal.
morning, I looked at it sort of really closely and I thought this doesn't look like one of the recent Forge World sort of ones. Like, is it, plastic? And then I opened a group chat and it says straight away that it was plastic. So what I also have up here is the article that came out in 2018 for the Battle of Pelennor Fields.
Oh, mate, your research is spot on.
Thank you.
Second
Only the best for our community. So when this released, now Clubly, you may remember, but obviously Theoden was a new release. But was anything else in this box new? Like, was this Witch King on Felbeast? Was that not around before? Was it only the?
No, that's always been.
It was just Theoden in that kit.
Only Theoden, I thought so. So, and obviously with the Battle of Osgiliath box, we had Faramir and the other Ranger heroes and Gothmog as the new plastic heroes, but all the troops and things were the older sculpt. So the question is, because it seems like there is most likely going to be some kind of new edition released, box to time movie. Is it that will include, say, this guy and likely a couple other new plastic heroes maybe as well, plus new plastic troops potentially, or will we just see the heroes? What do you think, Lovely?
I think I'm going to be positive speculation. Like, you've got to have, if you're really trying to do this justice, you've got to have a starter set, right?
Yeah.
And the starter set has to look like the movie. So we can see they've got Wulf. Yep. Wulf is going to need plastic troops to lead. And there is no plastic Dunland. So.
Oh, yes. That's what I was going to say. Yes, because there's only the resin and there is a 0% chance, having worked in a Warhammer store, that they will ever put anything into a box that they're planning to sell in the store that is not plastic. They will never, ever do it. They don't sell any fine cast, even like the small little blisters, other than Warhammer World. They don't sell them anywhere else. So if they want this new box in stores, they will need plastic Dunland troops.
Yep. And then the Rohan side, obviously we have some Rohan plastic riders and foot warriors, which are dated, but I still think hold up to test of time. They're good.
They are cool.
However, do they match the style we see in this trailer?
Yeah.
And my question is, if GW were to make new plastic riders of Rohan and warriors of Rohan to the style of this movie, would they get rid of their old kit, which ties into the Lord of the Rings movies, which might upset people, or are we going to see a brand new, slightly altered profile, like a rider of Helm Hammerhand and a rider of Rohan? So you might get one that ties in with a film with a slightly different profile, maybe.
Yeah,
I think that's quite a good shout, because they're from quite substantially different time periods, and you can see that the plastic riders of Rohan that we have at the moment are from the Lord of the Rings film. So this new animated film it should have new plastic Rohan guys, new plastic Dunland guys, and I mean, this is a cool model to be in that starter set as well. Let's be fair.
Yeah, this is a nice sculpt. I think it would be odd, if they were to have, say, new Dunland, plastic models, potentially troops, and then keep the older Rohan stuff. Like that wouldn't happen in the same box, I don't think, at all. So there is a world though where I think they can just create one new plastic kit and just call it good for both kind of time periods, without they could go that route, or they could keep the older ones, like you say, and have these newer ones, like a new profile to fit in with the War of the Rohirrim sort of timeline. So
they look. Have you seen the trailer? I've only seen it half a dozen times, so I'm not that versed on it. But and the Japanese one a few times, but they do remind me of Rohan, but they look subtly different, which I think is good. Set 200 years in the past, it's going to be a different aesthetic.
And having a look at the on-foot model as well. Now, the first thing I thought of when I saw this, so from this angle, it looks fine. If you turn him 90 degrees more, sort of like to the left, he is doing the Michael Jackson lean forward. He is, right? Like, if you turn him, he is just leaning like really far.
Sure, but I really appreciate the fact that they're creating more dynamic sculpts as opposed to just
they have tried.
Stood up straight with the you can tell he's charging into battle off that rock, and even if he's leaning into the guy in front of him, I think that's still cool.
Is he stood on a shield? Is that a Rohan shield?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a great spot.
Oh. Does the detailing? Can we zoom in? What's the detailing
I
look like?
saw someone. I did see someone say no, I can't. I did see someone say though, kind of it is slightly different in terms, to the.
Yeah, it doesn't look like if you the shields on the Riders of Rohan at the moment have like two horses going round the stun.
That is what that is on there, I think, but I think just the detailing, like on on sort of this upper part up here, is just kind of different. I mean, that could be the rock, but that doesn't necessarily indicate new plastic troops, because like what they did, for example, with Elrond, where they had the High Elf banner in the pack.
Yeah,
like obviously that was a new plastic sculpt for the High Elf warrior, but didn't come a new troop. So but it could be a shield.
He kind of is. I don't know. Go ahead.
No, go on. You were first, mate.
Oh, thank you. I was going to say, he kind of reminds me a little bit like an evil Thranduil with the two swords and the sort of different color scheme. I don't know if you guys are getting that feeling as well.
Well, I was just going to comment on that. I mean, it's such a cool model. I was going to comment on the two swords and say wild speculation, which this is a place for, right?
Hell yeah.
Top heroes have 3 attacks, but this dude has 2 swords. Like Thranduil, will he have 4 attacks on foot?
That would be a new starter.
A beta.
That is a good shout.
That would be crazy.
That's how you sell a model, right? 4 attacks.
That's how you sell a new starter set.
There's very few of those models. Yeah. And I do like as well this sort of the whole Game of Thrones kind of vibe with like the fur sort of pelts and things. Looks like sort of like Night's Watch-esque sort of thing.
You've got to create a sort of a new aesthetic, because that makes them feel unique, and I think they're nailing that with this model.
Yeah, the whole black sort of vibe with the cloth and everything, and like if the Dunland troops that they may or may not really sort of follow this sort of vibe as well, because it would be a shame if it was sort of too similar to the Dunland stuff. It isn't that old. Like, when did the Dunland stuff come out? That was for War of Rohan.
Well, the original models were before that. Obviously, you got the metal Dunland models.
Yes. But the Forge stuff that came out, that was like in this new edition, wasn't it?
Yeah, was that like 3 years ago now?
Yeah. So like not too long ago. Yeah. So hopefully, anything new they would bring out would obviously fit this kind of vibe as well, which it seems like it would. So
I'm sort of, I mean, maybe it's because of the compacted timelines and the sort of later release of Rise of Angmar than maybe they wanted initially. Yeah. But I'm blown away by, in such a short period of time, the amount of new content that SBG is getting after.
We have had the biggest.
I feel overstimulated. I don't like it.
I am overstimulated.
They have essentially confirmed in this article that there are going to be more articles coming out over the months to come, which just means more emergency podcasts.
Let's go.
Sign me up now.
How fantastic is that? Everyone's going, yes!
What I'm thinking as well is, sorry, let's finish the article and then I'll get to my super brain point.
Sure.
Okay. We've previously revealed that a new edition of Middle-earth strategy battle game is on the horizon with refreshed rules. Now, let's take a look at one of Wulf's.
A sneaky
look at one of Wulf's
abilities.
His burning hatred for the Rohirrim only increases his ferocity on the battlefield, and that's reflected in the Usurper King special rule. And then we've got the Usurper King active. So we know in the new rules that there are going to still be active and passive special rules. Wulf is set on revenge and taking the throne of his own. Through it, oh my goodness. Edit this out.
No, I think that's the intro right there.
That's the intro clip.
Carry on.
Though to accomplish it, he will need to slay the heirs and leaders of Rohan. If Wulf is engaged in combat with an enemy hero, he may reroll a single d6 during the duel roll, kind of like Lord of the West. Mm-hmm. Additionally, Wulf must reroll to wound rolls of oh goodness, this has been awful.
Ashley, do you need me to take over the reins here?
This has been.
Are you good?
We can't tell the viewers what we did last night, but hey ho.
That sounds very sus.
That sounds sus. Wulf must re-roll to wound rolls of a natural 1 when making strikes against an enemy hero.
We've made it, brother.
We made it.
Woo!
Woo! They're gonna love it.
So, what do we think? Now, not the most interesting of rules to release, maybe? Like, do we think, it doesn't seem that sort of, you would think maybe he would have like a sort of quite a special rule or something like about him. It seems kind of, linear.
If I can quote Gandalf here, I think there's more to this special rule than meets the eye.
I like it.
Or to the profile,
So, I think more to a hint at the game that we're getting. Now, they've already told us we are getting no special strikes, and that for some weird reason seemed to freak a lot of people out. But the game was going to become a grind. But I think this might be a hint at what we're going to see, because if you told me now, Elliot, in the game, I completely agree with you. If I got this guy and he was, I don't know, 100 to 150 points somewhere, and you're like, by the way, if you fight a hero, you get to reroll 1s to wound, I'd be like, cool, but I've got Elendil, 3 heroic combats and 5/7 and strength 5 and a Master Swords Blade. I'll take that. It's not a rule that makes you go, wow, but it does make you think, are a lot of models and heroes going to get rules similar to this to reroll 1s, to get hatred, to get +1 to wound against specific stuff, to add in that killing power that some people think the game is going to lose, which I personally don't agree with, but it seems that they're giving people a way to get extra killing power.
Yeah, and we did say when we did the last Emoji pod about the new edition and things with the removal of special strikes, are they going to start, trying to bake in these kinds of advantages that you get from special strikes and things into profiles? So yes, maybe this is a sign of that starting to happen. Who knows?
Yeah, and Lord of the Heroes fight, that's a good one to reroll a d6 against heroes.
Yeah, it's nice.
Add that to a banner reroll, and his definitely not true, but we'll hype it up. 4 attacks on foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy with a banner is having 5 dice to win the dual roll. That's pretty good.
That's strength 5 or something. Yeah. That'd be nice.
I'd like to take there, Dave, that we're already seeing the very first new rule that we're seeing is indicating that this guy is using the fainting special strike that we previously had, so maybe it's indicating that a lot of the heroes are going to be able to reroll to wound or piercing strike in their own specific manner, as opposed to being like open to all the troops, which is kind of what the problem was.
Yeah.
And really nice little word in there of a natural one, because I don't know how many times it's come up and you guys seen this niche argument where someone wants to spend a point of might to make a 2 into a 1 so they can reroll their
no one has ever done that to me, but that's really clever and I like it.
I've had it done to me once and I've seen it online a few times. Very niche, but this way they're like, no, behave, you didn't roll a 1.
Natural 1. Natural 1s only, folks.
Yeah,
that is funny.
Okay, handing back over to
right.
Ashley Walker.
Reading cap back on. Come on, you can do it.
Look at that picture. How cool is that?
His ability to reroll a single d6 during the dual roll and to reroll to wound rolls of a 1 against enemy heroes makes him a formidable opponent. How will he fare against heroes of Rohan like ... Oh, look at that. We're out of time. You'll have to stay tuned to the Warhammer community for more news in the coming months.
And that's it. So there's no, like how in all the other articles, they've gone, join us next month for the next edition of The Road, Goes Ever, on and on, or whatever it is. None of that, but they have said over the coming months, there will be more articles, more profiles.
So this leads me to believe that potentially the new edition is released. And then this could be the first supplement book of the new edition, potentially.
It'd be interesting.
What supplement? Because a War of Rohirrim supplement.
Yeah, so we have the new edition, which is a Middle-earth strategy battle game 2.0, and then this is the first supplement of that new edition,
because
because
it's interesting, because obviously they said in the previous article that this is the first time that they've released a new edition in line with when there's a film coming out since The Hobbit. So they said that, but it isn't like the new edition can be the War of the Rohirrim edition, right? So what is it about the new edition that ties in? Is it just that the first supplement is going to be the War of the Rohirrim, base, like you said, or is it just going to be the starter set, and then the next supplement is a way off? Like, how is it going to tie in exactly? We're still unsure on.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. But there's going to be more of these coming out. I mean, they said further up there's going to be more models. I think they said the first of the releases for the new edition or something further up.
Yeah. Again, it's just crazy how much new stuff we have, got in such a short space of time.
Right
I am hyped. I'm so hyped.
Yeah, it's gonna be, the new edition is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I hope so.
Should we have any hot takes on the new edition whilst you're here with us?
Go on, Clubly. Any thoughts from yourself?
No, I think you guys have covered a lot of it in your pod already. I went bored of yours, and I think mine is just I'm super excited to get a new rulebook, new models, new profiles. Get new excitement in the game. I think it's good.
Mastering a new set of rules and mastering the tactics of a new edition is going to be really good fun.
Yeah. Absolutely, everyone's back to square one.
Indeed,
everyone is just as good as Elliot. Immediately,
everyone will be absolutely over the moon at that. I thought I would also just close it out by saying, so I've seen some people say speculating about what the other plastic heroes could be, and Clubly, maybe the names a little bit better than I, but they're thinking this dude here, he's like, is that Helm?
That is Helm.
That's Helm.
Old Helm. Like, we could have Old Helm like we have Old Dame, potentially.
Ooh, that'd be cool. And then the girl here as well, whatever her name is.
Hera? I'll be honest, in the brief blurb Tolkien gives us, she's not a character so much as his nephew is, but I think maybe they've swapped the roles here, which I'm perfectly fine with. But yeah, I think we'll definitely get a model for her, surely. If you watch the trailer, she looks like she's doing some badass stuff.
Yeah. So I've seen people speculating already.
I did. Unlike usually, I actually looked up on the one wiki to rule them all a little bit about Wulf, and it said that whilst leading the Dunlanding army, they overrun Rohan with the assistance of the Easterlings and the Corsairs of Umber. So potentially, we might be getting some new Easterling and Corsair heroes.
Dropped into Edoras. God, that's so themey.
That is theme. So maybe kind of the essence of this new film is evil men. That's what I'm kind of getting.
Well, we've seen the Mummikill, right? So they've sort of
very true. They showed us the Mummic. Yep. So I saw people saying like maybe a new Mummic kit.
That would be awesome.
Maybe
that would be awesome.
I'm not sure how much I believe that, but maybe new Corsairs and things like that, like evil men, like you say. So
I'll go against that. I don't think you'll get a new Mummic kit because the kit we've got, right, it is really good.
Yeah.
And there's the Forge World thing as well. So.
And you've got Forge World as well. And it looks like from the trailer they look exactly like from the Lord of the Rings movies.
Didn't look any
the same ones.
Yeah. So okay. Well, I think that's going to close us out. So not too much information in this article, but I'm sure there'll be more coming out, more models.
Hype.
Any new edition content, anything like that is released, you can be sure that you will see it in a Mostly podcast from us.
I'll promise to be better at reading this time. Next time, guys.
Next time.
Sorry about that.
That would be fantastic. But that's going to close us out. So thank you very much, Clubly, for joining us. And thank you very much, everyone watching, for joining us for another Emoji podcast from the Gollum's Gamers.